Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Otafest podcast. It's me, Nancy, and I'm here with Angelo and Jay.
Hello.
It's me, Jay. And hey, this is the original Pokemon 151 episode.
It's a brand new episode.
Angelo jumped
you said it.
the shark last episode. He was like original 150, but then there was 151. So this is the
I think
Mew
you mean
episode.
I jumped the Sharpedo.
The
Nice.
Sharpedo.
Well done.
I know the name of that one Pokemon.
Yeah, that's the only Pokemon you know.
I know that
nailed it.
Pokemon, and I know Peekaboo, and that's it.
I don't even know those. Dang it.
Yeah, Peekaboo. You have to push the
Peekaboo.
truck,
Yeah.
catch the Mew, put it into Bill's PC, take 10 steps backwards, spin around, fly to Viridian City, talk to the old man, and then he gives you Peekaboo.
It's true.
Damn. You know that very well.
No, I made
was
it up on the
very
spot.
specific.
Because that's
Only way to
exactly
do.
what children did 20 years ago.
Oh, jeez.
And we wanted to believe it.
I
And then
still
they
don't
made...
believe there's a truck.
There is a truck. You've never seen it?
I've never seen the truck.
Oh, I've definitely seen
Me
it.
neither.
The weird thing is, like in the game, is that there is a truck,
There's
which is
no
what
way.
made that like whole let's call it urban legend like plausible in the first place, because people would be like, why is there a truck here in the SSN area that you can't normally access because of how the gameplay and the story sort of went. But if you were able to keep going back to the dock, because in the original, like, if you played the game normally, the ship would leave and you wouldn't be able to access that area again. But you needed surf to access the truck. Anyway, it's very convoluted, but I loved it because it was that tiny seed of plausibility.
Exactly. Yep.
Real OG Pokemon players will know what I'm talking about.
The Gen 1ers will understand.
Gen 1, the only one I know
Gen
where
1,
I can
baby.
remember all the Pokemon. Because
Exactly.
Gen 2, I can remember most of the Pokemon, like 98%.
Can you
And
name all
then it only
26
gets worse.
unknowns?
No, that's too much.
I don't think they have separate names. They're just unknown.
No,
Unknown.
Unknown A through Z.
I never made it past elementary school, so it was.
Damn.
I don't want to talk about it.
Fair.
Did we hit a nerve?
No, but I hit my eye.
Ooh. What
an
happened
optic
there?
nerve. We hit an optic nerve.
No, I
Or
did not
did we
hit
hit
my
a cornea?
optic nerve. I had a corneal abrasion. Abrasion, as they say.
Very painful, if I recall.
It was not fun. I hit myself with some work equipment that was like sort of a mundane thing, but like I just couldn't react in time because it was like a freak accident thing. It was not something that like is the way I term it is that if I tried to repeat it 100 times, I probably wouldn't get it at all again. Like it probably wouldn't happen. But yeah, like
Was it like Final Destination style freak accident?
I've never seen that movie, so I don't know.
Oh.
Oh. Basically, it's a movie about
So Jake
freak
can still
accidents
drive
that just...
near log trucks.
Yeah, also that.
Jay can
think
still
that
drive
was a
near
Well,
log
prominent
trucks.
feature.
but like, well, so I know about that, but that seems like you're just sort of placing yourself in a position of higher probability for injury or death, right?
Well, I mean, that did feature very prominently a log truck or a truck carrying like steel beams or something.
Okay.
That featured prominently in like the first Parasite Eve movie that they released in Japan.
Because that's just, to me, that's just higher probability versus like this is extremely low probability and unpredictability. But anyways, it happened. So I had to go get checked out and I got eye medication. But the doctor
Which is
your
is it
eye
like a
drops. Eye
was it
drops?
like an antibacterial? Like what was it? What did they give you?
Ciprofloxacin.
I wish
That doesn't sound
we had a
real.
pharmaceutical friend online that we could ask.
It's mostly a antibacterial. I don't know. I don't think it has a. I don't think it has like a steroid in it, but I'm not sure.
All I know is that if it doesn't deworm livestock, it's probably not doing its job.
Actually, I made that joke when I went to the pharmacist for it. I was like, I'm here to get my ivermectin. And they're like, ha, what are you here for? And I was like, I'll take my eye juice, please.
Man. I bet they hear that one a lot.
Right now, probably.
Absolutely.
But yeah, when I was getting seen by the doctor, they're like, oh, it's like not too bad. Like nothing in my vision's affected, but it did hit my cornea, which is, like painful. Not like a terribly deep scratch, but still, again, eyes, precious things, and sensitive things. So like it's just it gets irritated a lot easier, and I tried to limit my screen time, which is really a joke because I never really limit my screen time. And and then they were like, oh, the doctor was like, great guy, but he was like, oh, it's gonna take a while to heal, and I'm like, what's a while to heal in like medical terms, right? Because that could be like 6 months, a year.
Yeah, it'll take like 2 weeks,
4 weeks,
2 hours,
weeks.
2 minutes.
And he was like, oh, it should be pretty good in like 5 days. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
all right,
Better.
that's not a while at all. But
Everyone seems to have
practically
very
done.
different definitions of while.
yeah, but like when it comes to like,
Is it a while on a geological scale?
yes,
Was it the other day? And I've come to realize that the other day could be anywhere between 2 to like 14 days.
yeah,
The other day could
Or more.
mean any day that's
Months.
happened so far except today.
yeah.
Like the other day,
Yesterday.
Julius Caesar crossed the Rhine.
To me, I would say the other day is anything within the last 2 months at maximum.
Wow, that's actually, I would say the other day for me would be like any time in the previous week.
Yeah, that's probably more likely that some people would refer to that. But I was like, maximum 2 months, more likely 1 month.
The going by that time scale, it's like I actually, we were talking before we started recording, and I was like, oh, that happened to my previous girlfriend, that she scratched her cornea with a cosplay contact. Take care of
Yeah,
your
that was only
cosplay
like a couple
contacts,
years
everybody.
ago.
And I was like, yeah, that was like 4 years ago. And then I was like, wait a minute, no, it wasn't. I wasn't dating her 4 years ago. This was like 10 years ago. Holy cow! What? What year is it?
Time is a fickle beast.
Time is not a
So
social
the other day,
construct,
my
but it can feel like one.
my ex-girlfriend scratched her cornea doing cosplay at CCEE.
I see. The other day. So
The other
again,
day.
the other day can be any time between 2 days ago and forever.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
other day, a fish-like creature crawled onto land.
And simultaneously turned into a human.
I mean, that's a thing that still happens.
And now I
these days,
have
but-
to pay taxes. So that's how I feel about that.
Aww.
Actually, I don't mind paying taxes.
Paying
don't know.
taxes is,
We get
depending on how
stuff
those
out of it.
taxes are being used.
sometimes.
Paying taxes is there's a reason why I didn't have to pay anything to go see the doctor to get a diagnosis about my scratched eye.
Hey,
Yep.
that sounds like some socialist communism right there.
Sure does. I'm all for
Ah,
it.
healthcare.
Glorious, wonderful socialist communism.
Indeed. So how's your eye feeling now?
It's okay. I should probably put in an eye drop right now, actually, so I might do that. But with something I learned just with this set of eye drops, because I've mentioned I got like
LASIK a
laser
little
eye
while ago.
surgery. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like last year. And after that, there's like a year's worth of treatment for eye drops and stuff.
A year?
No, wait. What am I saying? A year? No, like 3 months.
Yeah, like 3
So a
months.
while.
If you got LASIK,
Sorry,
if
I've
you
had
got
LASIK
PRK,
for a
then-
year. I've had LASIK for a year. If you have like complications post surgery, such as like dry eye, then yes, you would have eye drops. But like I didn't. I only just had like the regular stuff for like antibacterial and all that kind
Dude,
of thing.
I had the driest eyes after that surgery. They were so dry. I was constantly putting hydrating drops in.
I was pretty lucky. I didn't really need that. I just needed the regular stuff. Like just to keep
The
keep me-
steroids just to keep the scarring down and
Exactly. But
Yeah.
I noticed, like, I don't think I noticed at that time that there was any flavor to the eye drops. Because
Oh no, I did. I noticed.
I don't know. Maybe we had different eye drops, but like,
why
Very
are you
possible.
tasting your eye drops, or
Yeah.
you
do you
can
have taste
taste
buds in
your eye
eyes?
drops, Angelo.
well,
No, you can.
no, biologically speaking, so if something enters your mucous membrane from your eye and into
Which
the
goes down
sort
into
of
your nose.
into your sinuses, which goes into the back of your throat, so you can taste a little bit of your eye
Oh,
medicine.
you totally can. And yeah, the steroid drops for immediately afterwards, they tasted weird.
Yeah, so the one the stuff I'm using now, this cyprophylaxis and whatever, I don't know why I'm trying to pronounce it. Anyway, this
Every physician out there just cringed a
antibacterial,
bit.
I don't care. They make a lot of money. They can take a little mispronunciation. But yeah, like, this is the only set of eye drops, because I also have a set of like artificial tears, but they don't taste like anything. So this
Artificial tears, has science gone too far? In my day, we made them the old-fashioned way.
by being
good.
sad and listening to emo 90s
But if-
music.
But if your eyes don't generate enough, store-bought is fine.
Anyways, these have a taste to them. I don't
Yeah.
love them. They're not like terribly bitter, but they're not like a good flavor. That it's not just like saltiness or whatever. So I try to do the thing, wait about 10 minutes after to actually eat or drink, because if I do, I think it just makes my food taste worse.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's the thing.
I never
is a thing.
considered that. I never thought that you'd be able to like taste your eye drops through your eyes. That's
Today,
not something I
Angelo
even
learned.
thought of.
No, it's true. And I only know that because I had to go through similar medication after laser eye surgery. So, yeah. It's not something you'd think about exactly. But could you imagine having flavored eye drops?
I was just about to say that. Like, would that be cool? But then, I'm not going to lie, and we might have to cut this out. I am not saying to do this. I don't want anyone to try this. But what if you put CBD oil in your eye?
Don't
Oh,
put oil
boy.
in your eye.
Oh, no.
What if you
Honestly,
put a solution
I
of
have
that?
lived a very long life of trying to keep things out of my eyes, and all I can say is,
What?
do not put oil in your eye.
Okay.
It will
Yeah,
not
putting
lubricate.
oil in your eyes is actually
it
not
will
good.
not lubricate your eyelids.
This is
It will
true.
not.
It's not the same thing as artificial tears and stuff like that.
God, what are the
But-
weirdest things I've had in my eye? One time, I was putting toothpaste on my toothbrush, and there was a bubble.
You were about to say on your eye.
There was a bubble in the tube, and when it popped, it like shot a little glob of toothpaste directly into my eye, and that was one
Oh,
of the
God.
worst burning sensations I've ever felt in my life.
Oh, my Lord.
I have had full contact hands on a barbecue, and the toothpaste in the eye felt worse.
Wow.
Well, your brain
Another time.
definitely
Wow.
like your brain freaks out about it more because there are more nerve endings in your eye for one thing. And
Another time was I was drinking a glass of Coke, and it was fizzy, and the fizz from the Coke got in my eye.
Oh, no.
It wasn't as bad as the toothpaste. So take it from me, folks. If you have to have something in your eye, have Coke in your eye over toothpaste. One of the worst things I ever had in my eye was an origami ninja star.
Oh.
So I want to just point something out here real quick. Angelo, on record, said, "I've spent a good long time of my life trying to keep things out of my eye." He's not very
Yes.
successful at it. Based on the very recent anecdotes, it
To
just
be
sounds like
fair,
thing
freak
after thing
accidents
just gets
just
into his eye.
happen. freak things just happen
Freak
and
thing-
they go for the
well,
eye.
To be fair, the paper ninja star, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. I was on the bus in high school, and I was like showing my friend, I was like, hey, look at this. I made a paper ninja star. And then he took it, and he threw it at me, and it hit me in the eye. Poke
Wow.
first. I'm glad it went to the white part. There was a big red circle in my eye for like 6 months.
Ow. God, that just hurts me to hear.
Yeah.
So, okay, at one of the offices I used to work at, Nerf gun fights were commonplace. But it was understood that if you were going to have a Nerf fight with someone, you were gonna tell them. But if people were caught in the crossfire, well, guess where I happened to be?
Oh, no.
So, at this old office, we used to have like this long hallway, and in the middle of, like, you could get to the hallway from either end, but in the middle of the long hallway was where the bathrooms were. So this was like, 5 years ago, Nancy exiting a bathroom directly into a Nerf fight, and I got like a dart to the eye. And I went home. I went home immediately because it was like just like that whole side of my face felt like it was burning. It hurt so much.
No. Oh no.
Don't do this at home, kids.
Mm-hmm.
No Nerf darts to the eye.
If I worked in that kind of office environment, I would go and get like my own Nerf gun. Absolutely. I would definitely want like the heavy firepower for the Nerf gun wars, but I also just wear safety glasses all the time. Oh
So,
my god.
Funny story. There were people who had actual Nerf implements. So, like, they went to the toy store and they got, like, a gun or, like, the turret or the whatevers. But then there were people who improvised.
Ooh,
And the people who
oh no.
improvised had taken, like, a cardboard... like, it was basically the tube insert of that's, like, on the inside of, like, really big rolls of resinite or, like, basically commercial saran wrap. And they had these really skinny, like, very reinforced cardboard tubes in the middle. So they took one of those. So these things are long. When you do blow darting with something that long, you can put a lot of force behind a single dart. So I actually got hit by one of those. So not only was it, like, did it get me in the eye, but it hit me at, like, high velocity. Much higher than it would have been if you just, like, shot it from one of the Mavericks or something.
Did you know that blow darts are actually illegal? Blow dart guns, I should say, are legal in Canada.
Legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Oh, okay.
They are classified as
know
an
that.
illegal, prohibited weapon.
I didn't know that.
You can't even go hunting with them.
Well, I mean...
I don't know why you would want to. To be fair,
would you?
And I don't think this would cover like blowing Nerf darts out of a cardboard tube.
No.
So like, but if you took like a piece of bamboo, hollowed it out, made yourself some poison darts, and tried to go like take down a deer or something, you could get in trouble. Don't do that.
Oh boy.
Yay.
But also, okay. I could totally see someone saying, I don't need to go buy a gun to go hunting.
I've got
use
my
a blow
Nerf darts. I can take down a bear.
I'll just put some thumbtacks on the ends and we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's illegal. Don't do that.
So very illegal. Please do not get
So
yourself
I
in trouble.
put in the eye drops, and I can definitely taste them.
Ew.
What do they taste like?
I remember that taste too.
Are they
It was
like
not
pineapple?
It's just slightly bitter, is what it is.
Bitter
But
like
it's like
coffee?
but it's sort of
Reminds me
the
of
worst part
cough
is like it
syrup.
sort of enters because it enters into your sinuses and then like to the back of your throat, and that's how you taste it. So like you'll get a little bit of sensation in your nose that there's like something in the area, I guess, and then like that you can sort of smell it, but it's not very strong at all. But then you can taste it. It's one of those few flavors that have much more taste than they do a smell. Anyway, it's not good.
Yeah. No, it's not.
So
is
definitely
it out of
do not
curiosity?
mix your eye drops with like Mio or something.
Ew. Gross. I knew you were
Milk.
going to say that the second you started saying. I was just like, ew.
Bitter milk
Out
eye
of
drop.
curiosity, are these the eye drops you have to shake because it's a bit of a milky substance?
No.
Okay.
think they're
Because the
clear.
ones I had were definitely a little milky, not just like clear.
No, I never had any. Like even when I got my LASIK, it wasn't milky. It was all clear.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't want to
those did
talk
not
about
taste
things
good.
that I shouldn't be eating, but taste anyway.
Then I will talk
Can
about
we talk
things
about
that are
things
worth
that we will
eating.
eat? Yeah.
You guys didn't go, but I did.
I didn't go. I was working.
More for me.
I was working.
We didn't end until like 10.
Really? I thought it was supposed to go till 8.
We didn't end until 10.
I was very tired after work.
Sure.
I was very inundated with horrible cramps, so I don't think I was going anywhere.
Fair enough. We had the Otafest staff party, and then people can be like, "Oh my god, I thought you guys were volunteers," and I'll be like, "Yes, we are volunteers.
We are volunteering to party."
Heck yeah! I mean, it's not like it's
no, it is actual volunteer positions.
Yep, and we don't get paid for it. This is like a party we have once a year, just to be like,
friends are going to be
friends. Yeah. We mostly we call it the Otafest staff party, but really it's just people getting together because we also happen to be friends. And we had good food. There's people who brought, like, it's sort of a potluck. So people brought some like Chinese food. There was like salt and pepper tofu and fried rice and like Shanghai noodles. We had Chairman steak, which is sort of the thing that we like to have alongside like just regular like barbecue food, such as like hot dogs, hamburgers, that kind of thing. Lots of desserts. There was like cream puffs and pie and crumble or something like that. Popsicle. I guess we celebrated. I turned older, so that was a thing. The day before.
Did you celebrate?
I didn't super celebrate on my actual day of. I went to go see my mom, and we had dinner. So
nice.
That sort of
that
made
sounds
sense.
like a good time. I'm going to be working on my birthday this year.
I actually found I figured out that I had a turducken, but deconstructed because on my
turducken.
Okay, so you can get like a whole bunch of free stuff, mostly from restaurants, and in the morning. The first thing I did, actually, I went to Tim Hortons because Timmy's on the app. They'll give you like a free breakfast sandwich or breakfast wrap. So I took a breakfast wrap. That has nothing to do with the turducken, but it was just part of the food journey. And then after that, I went to Denny's for, the Grand Slam, but I didn't get the Grand Slam because I was like, this is just breakfast food. I can get breakfast food anytime. So I got one of my actual favorite meals, which was a turkey dinner. I got the turkey dinner at 11 or 10 in the morning, I think it was, and wolfed that down. That was actually pretty decent. And I was like prepping for Thanksgiving, and so that was the turkey. And then I got to go see my mom later in the day, and she made duck, so I had duck. Obviously the middle, and then went to Chicken on the Way, which they give you a 2-piece snack pack of fried chicken, and I was like, all right. And I didn't realize I had turducken until I got home. I was like, awesome, except probably actually better than real turducken. I imagine actual turducken is a mess.
That's a wonderful food journey.
Yes, it was a good day. Food.
You and various other people I know kind of have this food route mapped out on the day of their birthday because XYZ places will do fun stuff for you for your birthday. And I've always been curious just how many places in town actually do have like a free birthday meal for you.
So I would say I think there used to be more. Nowadays, most restaurants. So first things first, I want to say like Denny's. I actually don't really care that much about Denny's. Like I wasn't thinking of going until I realized they actually. Realized that I remembered that they have other food there, other than the Grand Slam. And if you don't get the Grand Slam, you get a $12 credit to anything else on the menu. So that's still nice, right?
Interesting.
But in terms of what you're talking about, Nancy.
The Grand Slam is like Denny's birthday thing.
Yes. The Grand Slam is 12.
For those who don't know.
That's the build of breakfast. So that's essentially you pick 4 items off of the breakfast item menu, and they just cobbled out together on a plate. So if you wanted to, you could get a $12 plate of just toast. It would be 8 slices of toast, I believe.
Toast.
That would be really dumb, but you could do it.
You know what? There's someone out there who really likes toast, and they're just like, I didn't know that.
They want to pay extra for it instead of
want to
going
go get the toast
to the store, getting a whole loaf of bread, and then making that at home.
You don't understand,
But
Jay.
anyways,
It's Denny's toast. It is the top tier of toast.
it's really not.
Oh my.
It really isn't.
Very far away from that.
If someone cared that much about toast, they would just get themselves a really nice toaster
Yeah.
and then
But
just
you could-
stop
but
on
you could
Cobb's
also,
on the way home.
The good thing is, I will say, like any sort of build a plate sort of thing is like you can build it to your heart's desire, and you can get like a whole bunch of stuff that the stuff that you wanted more of. So if it's like you don't need to get bacon and eggs and sausage and pancakes. If you don't like pancakes, sub it for more sausage or get extra hash browns.
Whenever I do something like that, I always strategically choose the things that I want in order to build an amazing breakfast sandwich.
Oh, okay. I see what you're going for.
Yeah, so you get like the sunny side up eggs and then the toast, absolutely. And then you want like bacon and preferably sausage, but if they've got like those disc-based sausages, disc-shaped sausages, those are better for sandwiches. Otherwise,
No,
you
I
can just
think they
cut
use
the regular
sausage
sausages
links.
and
Yeah.
otherwise you can just cut the links in half. No big deal.
But yeah.
And then some hash browns on there. Take the other sunny side up egg and like poke the yolk and drizzle it over the hash browns. And then you got your other
do you
slice
really need
of
to
bread.
poke the yolk? Because that just makes a bigger mess. Just poke it with your teeth when you're biting.
Jay, you can't just have this the
Yes, I can.
hash
I'm
browns
telling you right now.
not drenched in yolk.
They'll get drenched
What are
in
you
yolk
doing?
from when you bite into it.
You have to like even it out though.
With the fork or knife
have
that
to
God
even it
gave
out.
you, your teeth. Anyways,
No,
to
let him
address
finish.
Nancy's actual question,
Yes. You don't
I
care too
don't-
much about Denny's. Go on.
I don't think there's that many that are sort of that have just an actual free thing, like there are strings, no strings attached. So like a lot of places, they'll do free dessert or maybe a free appetizer, but you'll have to order whatever. I will say, like chicken on the way, straight up, you go in there, you show them your ID, you get 2 pieces of chicken and fries, and
Damn.
a corn fritter.
Wow.
I'm like, heck yeah, and I like
and
chicken
a
on
corn
the way.
fritter.
Yeah,
Not bad.
that is.
You know what?
I was like, sure.
I worked near a chicken on the way for years and never went in. I don't think I've ever actually been a customer of Chicken on the Way.
Yeah, they're a local chain. I don't think they're in other places in Alberta. I think they're Calgary only, maybe. But either way, their fried chicken's pretty good. I prefer it over like KFC, but KFC is a pretty low standard, I will say. They don't really have spicy options, so you can't really compare them with Popeyes. But if we're just talking like just straight up old school fried chicken, they're good. I don't see there's anything wrong with it.
That's why you gotta keep your pocket sauce handy.
Yeah.
So, my first foray into Korean fried chicken was probably Wow Chicken.
Which is
And
okay.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Like, I don't really get fried chicken very often, but I liked it a lot. And this weekend, I got to try other Wow franchise shops. I went to the bakery. It was really good. I picked like one of everything that looked good. So I came home with like a bag of 12 pastries and I just fat kidded all over them on the weekend. It was nice. It was nice. It also turns out that the one up in Royal Oak now sells Korean face masks. So I picked up some of those too.
What does that mean?
Like the little cotton sheet masks
Oh,
that you can put on at night.
See,
This was at
I
a
was
bakery?
thinking
Serum.
like face mask as in like COVID face mask. And I was like,
Okay,
what difference does that
I will
make?
rename it to sheet mask because then it's a little more clear.
I always just thought those are called facials. Is that not a facial?
I mean, also, yes. It is giving yourself a facial, I guess. I think facial more or less denotes like the whole, skincare routine. But like
And
a very
you don't
intense
need
one.
a mask for facial. You can just like slather on the product.
Yes.
Okay.
But you
So-
do need something to like give it time to stop drying out so that it has time to permeate your skin.
Because like I know that there are, I just, you know what, I was gonna say that, but I don't. I just forgot the word. But like the stuff that's like the clay masks or whatever.
Have you ever done the cucumbers
much.
over the eyes?
No.
No, I have not.
That's a waste
That's
of
such a-
cucumber. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
eat
I
the
was just
cucumber.
gonna say.
That's how I would feel more
I
relaxed at
wanted
the
to
spa.
know if it actually did anything, and if you could eat the cucumber afterwards.
all
And
I'm
I feel like you shouldn't. But
I feel like you shouldn't, which again makes it a waste of cucumber. And I'm telling you, I can close my eyes on my own, and I'll just, if you want to relax me, give me food. And cucumber is
sure?
a food, and I will relax because
are your
I'm eating
eyelids
the
well
food.
lubricated?
Oh yeah, if it's all
I
Do you
would
need to drop some
argue-
olive oil in there?
I would argue that a cucumber-based eye cream is going to do way more for you than an actual slice of cucumber. So save the cucumber for eating, and just get an eye cream that has cucumber in it if you like that effect.
Nice.
Oh, going quickly back to the staff barbecue, something that you guys missed out on. I whipped out the mahjong board, and we played so much mahjong, so
I am
much.
terrible at mahjong. In fact, I don't even
Not that
remember
many
the
people
rules.
are good at it necessarily, but we had a lot of fun because like there was a lot of folks that did that were there that do know how to play, and we were teaching a lot of our newer staffers how to play because they've never either played, but they know of it, and but they've played either like the stupid Western version of like a matching game, and I'm like, that's not it.
The matching game.
Yeah,
I hate that the matching game is also called mahjong because it's not mahjong.
it's super not mahjong, but yes,
The matching game is fun, don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't also
it's
be
just a
called
matching
mahjong.
game. Yeah. So yeah, we taught a bunch of people mahjong. So now
Nice.
new staff know, and now we're like, we're saying that at the next actual Otafest in person, we'll set up some mahjong tables in the back.
That could be fun.
It would be fun.
It'd be
Do it up.
confusing to people if they came by and were like, why are all of the volunteers gambling? What are they doing?
But
yeah, I was going to ask if
times.
anyone tried to if any of our advanced players tried to pull any God of Gambling moves.
No, none of us were like, we're very much doing it like very fun and casual, but making sure that people like were getting into like the rhythm of the setup and the rules and like the winning hand, like basic winning hands and stuff like that. So it was a really good time. We literally, there was like a small stack of board games and like cards that people could play. No, the action was all at the mahjong table. It was good times. So.
Nice. I am a little bit sad I missed that. Weather was pretty good too, wasn't it?
Yeah, we expected that it was supposed to be like sort of cloudy. We were all saying this, but when the time we got down there, which was like early afternoon, like the times that there was some cloud for sure, but that was maybe like 30 or 40% of the time at most. When the times that were no sun, it was just like blazing. Like I'm sure some people might have gotten sunburns.
Ooh,
Wow.
yeah, that's not good.
But overall, we really couldn't complain. It was nice, sort of barbecue in a park feel. So, we're not going to have much more of those. The weather is getting cool. The fall is coming. I've had some PSLs.
Oh yes, the PSL. It is the season.
PSL?
We just talked about that a couple
pumpkin
episodes
spice
ago.
lattes.
Peasels.
Yes. Okay, so Angelo, have there been any pumpkin spice flavored beers that came out this season that you've tried and liked?
I have not. I haven't noticed anything yet, although I haven't been drinking as much lately, which is a good thing. But I am going to be looking for them soon. I was thinking about making a beer run for tonight,
Oh, nice.
but I think I'm actually going to save the beer run for after the election.
Ah.
Yes. To either drink away the sorrows or to celebrate, or more likely, just drink and complain about whatever it is anyway.
Sure.
I'm all up for that.
Yes.
Oh, we should do a pumpkin spice taste test.
How?
You get a bunch of pumpkin spice drinks from like, Starbucks, Timmy's, Second Cup,
What if
Higher
we
Grounds.
what if we have an in-person recording and we just get like pumpkin spice muffins, pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice beers,
The pumpkin
and just
spice
be like,
episode.
yeah, a pumpkin spice review episode. A pumpkin
my
spice
God.
episode.
We say review, but really it's just an excuse for us to just pumpkin spice
Yes.
everything in our lives.
Yes.
I'm down.
All right. That could be an
there's
interesting
there's
time.
pumpkin spice drink syrup.
All of us are just in charge of bringing one pumpkin spice flavored thing.
My God, I don't even know how I would. Where would I even go to
Look at it. It's beautiful. Oh, I want
Is
this
it?
now. How much is this?
Oh my.
Pumpkin spice latte syrup. Make everything spicy pumpkin style. How much is this? I found this thing, but it doesn't have a price.
Can you order it on Amazon?
I saw these at Winners last week.
Winners?
Like,
You can buy
Winners.
food at
Winners-
Winners?
no, Winners has like kitcheny stuff, like stuff like this, coffee syrups.
Really?
They totally have a shelf full of this stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
Winners / HomeSense.
I go
Both
there
of them
for
have them.
pants.
Oh yeah. It's on Amazon for $24.
Nice.
That's not too bad.
Actually, there's even some
Steamed
cheaper
milk
ones
and
for like
syrup together.
15. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
no,
pumpkin pie
but we
flavored,
could
not
do
pumpkin
that.
spice flavored.
That's almost the same thing.
They've actually got a
Almost.
lot. They've even got like chai tea flavored syrup.
Yep, they do.
Wow.
Chai,
they've got a,
yeah, chai flavor is basically pumpkin spice, but like pumpkin spice is just really like sweeter.
The first time
My
someone
favorite
gave me
Torani
a
syrup is
chai
probably
tea latte,
almond.
they described it as Christmas coffee, and I was like, yeah, okay.
That's a
Okay.
lie.
Well,
Sorry,
it's not
Nancy.
Christmas
What did,
coffee, but
Nancy, what did you say?
yes.
I said my favorite Torani syrup is probably almond or mocha.
Not a huge fan of mocha, but almond I could probably get behind. Hazelnut's probably my big deal.
Just mix like a really big scoop of Nutella into your milk when you're steaming it, and you're good to go.
Nice.
Good. And then we can do
I like
we
Nutella.
can do the tasting episode, and then we can overreact to the flavor, like Shokugeki.
Whoa!
Oh!
I bite, I take a sip of the pumpkin spice beer.
Yeah.
And take a bite of the pumpkin spice panettone. And it melts in my mouth, and
Yeah.
my clothes explode off, and it turns out that I'm a pumpkin spice man.
No, the only reason that your clothes are blown away is because you're not the protag. The protag is never taken to that degree. The protag tastes it, and they're like, there's like that like black background with like a ray of light that shoots through it, and it's like, oh my god, it's amazing. I can
Actually,
analyze every flavor molecule.
I think so. Since I recently watched Food Wars, there are actually a few rare scenes where the main protag does get to experience pure food bliss.
Then he is weak. That would
I
never
would
happen in
rather be
does
Yakitate.
happen.
That would never happen in Yakitate, the superior food anime.
Yakitate wasn't sexualized nearly so much.
I would argue that it laid all the groundwork for Shokugeki to exist in the format that it exists in. Because Yakitate absolutely had reactions that were extreme.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I just remember the solar hands thing and then thinking to myself that I will never be that baker because I do not have warm hands at all.
Solar hands versus polar hands.
Polar hands. I would probably be the pâtissier.
Yeah, you can be polar hands and make croissants because the butter won't melt in your cold hands.
Oh my. That is the skill.
This is the skill of being
Yeah.
a smole who has trouble regulating body temperature.
Yes, but I don't know. I both shows were pretty good. I think I have some nostalgia for Yakitate, but I also like the way it was presented more because there was a shall we say cooking show element to it. Like they would show you how to make things in their segments. It wasn't just it wasn't just food that was either sort of fantastical or out of reach. It was like, here's how to
Realistic.
make bread in a
rice
certain
cooker.
way, or a rice cooker. I remember that. That was a great. I
That
never
was a
tried it,
great
but it
little,
looked really good.
I tried it. It didn't work, but I did try it.
I think you need a certain type of rice cooker. Like I have a very basic
you
rice
need-
cooker. Probably wouldn't do it.
You need one that doesn't turn off on you in the middle of heating things. So you want a rice cooker that isn't too overly smart.
Oh, really? I have a super dumb rice cooker. Maybe I could
So
make
you'd
it.
actually be fine. So mine would do this thing where it goes, I feel that it's not wet enough in there, so I should stop cooking because
Yeah.
there's no more water left. And I'm like, no, I need you to no, stop
Yeah.
that. I
Isn't
need you
that
to,
just
no.
about how all rice cookers work?
If they're
No.
smart ones, yes. If they're timed ones, no.
Okay.
I will say that the
Oh, I
superiority
understand. Okay.
of Shokugeki is that it encompasses all types of food, whereas Yakitate focused on bread and baking in
Bread
general.
and pastries, cakes,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I actually haven't watched almost any food anime. The one
That's
the
so
one
weird
food anime
because I know
that
you.
I have watched was kind of disappointing.
Which was
Aw.
What was it? Isekai Restaurant or Restaurant in Another World or some bullshit like that.
I remember that.
And it had really fun character designs. It looked good, and it was boring as hell. So the premise was there was this guy who had a restaurant, and it was just a regular Japanese guy, regular Japanese restaurant, except there was one door that would open on Saturdays after hours, and like people from an isekai world, from like a fantasy world, would
Yeah.
come in, and for the most part, the whole premise of this anime was just like, look, it is a potato that has butter on it. And somebody's like, oh my God, you can put butter on potatoes? And another time was like, man, here's a plate. It has some rice and some shrimp on it. And some guy being like, holy shit, shrimp? How the hell did you do that? They go bad so fast. What? And so it was more like, it was more just like wanking about how convenient cooking has become over the last like 100 years than
I
really
see.
about how to cook good or how
So,
food can be interesting.
I am biased, but I do want you to watch some Food Wars with me because they actually touch on things that, we like as people. Like the three people that we are, we like stuff like Szechuan food. And we like pastries. And some of us have like an Asian background, which gives us insight into the whole like Eastern medicine and putting that into like soup form. Like there's a lot of very relatable foods in this show for me. So I just really enjoy it. Like the over the top stuff aside, the actual food that they highlight is really, really accessible to us.
I mean, I already just watch food shows all the time. So when I watched anime that was also a food show, it just saved me time, really. I just watched, two genres of things that I normally would have watched anyways. Not
And
that I watched
Food
that much
Wars
anime.
is very much a sport anime, despite the fact that it's about food.
I guess.
It is basically a sport anime because he goes up against like some new person that he needs to compete with and learn from, and he
And it's an
incorporates
actual
that other
literal
person's skill
competition,
into his
yes.
technique, and it's exactly, it's literal competition in an overly aggressive school for the world's next generation of top-end chefs.
But still,
But yes,
Yakitate.
I do recommend. I do recommend it. I do. It's actually just full of a lot of relatableness for me.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, and it's just one of those things that I've been keeping in my pocket for one of those seasons where I have nothing to watch.
Man, has there even been a season where there's been nothing for you to watch recently?
I think there
Yes.
was. Yeah, recently. I think in the last 2 seasons there was something.
Not
there was
gonna
a
lie,
season where it was
actually,
like,
this current season is pretty dry for me.
Watch Food Wars with me. Watch it.
Watch
I have the Blu-rays.
Yakitate.
Watch it. Also that.
Yakitate first. Yakitate first, not because it's necessarily better, but because
It came
it
chronologically
sets,
first.
Yes, and it sets the expectation of what you can expect to see in Shokugeki.
I guess, yeah.
That's fair.
I also think that I will say that like because it focuses on like only bread, for example, and like the topic is much more limited. So if you went the other way where you watch Shokugeki first, it might not seem as good. It might not make a lot of sense. That why would you want to head in that direction when you would grow probably more in the Yakitate to Shokugeki
Also,
transition.
Yakitate was shorter, right? Like it was 2 seasons?
I think it was 3, but I think it had a bad, like a not good 3rd season.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 2-season anime. Kind of
I'm
like
trying to
how
remember how many.
One Punch Man is a 1-season anime, and
I thought
Which
it was
season
better.
of One Punch Man?
a Tsukihime anime would actually be pretty cool. I think.
How many?
There is no Tsukihime anime though.
69 episodes of Yakitate.
Nice.
What? So it is 3. Yeah, that would be 3 seasons. The 3rd season was not terrible. It was just a departure, and you could tell that they were just running out of things to do with it.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not necessarily bad because the whole anime, it's not like it needed to be super serious or the premise wasn't exactly complicated. But anyways, yeah. And Shokugeki has how many episodes?
I don't know number of episodes, but I
Probably
watched all 4 seasons yesterday, and
But
then at the end of it, I looked for a 5th, and yes, there's a 5th, so I'm actually missing the 5th season.
Right, but I think they have short seasons. Like
Some of them
Yakitate
are.
did like the 20 plus episode seasons.
This one failed at keeping a consistent number of episodes per season, so I'm
Oh.
not actually sure.
That's
I
kinda
just know
weird.
that there are 4 seasons.
All right.
And they had mid-season breaks, so I think that's how they justified having shorter or longer seasons at times. So, yeah. I don't know. It's good. They had an entire curry arc, and I just, curry. And spicy food.
Spice.
And pastries. And they have a lot of influence with by French cuisine, so there's a lot of like French terms in there as well.
All right. I mean, a lot of cooking shows focus around French cuisine as a basis, even if it's like there's some like Asian background or influence. Like a lot of culinary shows in general will always reference French technique because they codified it. Is what it is. Because the problem with a lot of other cuisine types, it's not that they're not delicious or amazing. It's because when they present a recipe, for example, they didn't codify, for example, sautéing. Sautéing, what is sautéing? It's pan frying. It's not difficult, but the French codified something. It was common sense. Almost everybody does it, but they made it into a procedure that people could follow, a process that would result in delicious
Taught
food.
and learned.
Exactly.
It's like if you said, I
That's a
did
lot
up
of-
some mushrooms in the pan, people are like, what do you mean? But if I said I sauteed mushrooms, people are like, oh, hell yeah, give me some of those.
Basically, yeah. It's
The Japanese too also codified a lot of techniques that are very specific, because if you go and get like a very high-end traditional full course meal at like a ryokan somewhere, there's very specific techniques on how to handle fish, seafood in general, tofu, etc., etc., etc. There's actually a very specialized term for specific ways of cutting meat, vegetables, etc. So they've also done the same thing, but that's because cuisine in Japan is it's one of the non-material treasures of the world. I can't remember the specific certification name right now, but it is classified as a cultural heritage item that like needs preservation.
That's weird, just because that's almost every cuisine's background. But I get you. But you're right. That like being specific about it codifying the language and the procedure goes a long way into, therefore, it being integrated and then reused by people. Anyways,
UNESCO,
that's all learning.
That's what it is.
And now you have
It's
learned.
a UNESCO designation.
Yes.
So yeah, and like the cuisine is very focused on things like seasonal ephemeralness. There's a poetry to it, and it's taught alongside with the cooking itself. So definitely a cornerstone in the culture.
And this is the cornerstone of the podcast, and we are now codifying the end of this episode.
This is a well-defined and codified farewell message.
This is a well-defined see you next time.
This is a well-executed procedure of saying goodbye. And catch you later.